Okay, so my name is Mariah, and I'm currently restarting my relationship with fitness. Um, where to start? I guess explain where I started, how I started, that sort of stuff. Um, growing up, I guess I wasn't like super like chubby, but I wasn't, you know, like everyone else my age. My dad, he was super into fitness at one point. He always watched what he ate. I think he had like high cholesterol or something of that sort. So I saw him use a scale and, portion out his yogurt and his salad and, always had a salad with dinner and, it was cool. So I was around that. My mom always made sure we were kind of watching what we were eating. Nothing crazy. It wasn't until I got into probably junior high school that's when I really started to, look at yourself and you're like, ooh, I could be a little smaller here, or my shirt looks weird tucked in. I went to junior high where you tucked your shirt in, so being chubby, not cute. So I think it was going into 8th grade, I kind of started losing weight, and then my brother was getting married in March of that year. So we, we're all trying to look good for the wedding and, fit in our dresses. I was a bridesmaid. So I joined cross country and basketball. I'm not good at basketball, and I can't run to save my life, but I did do those, and I did lose a significant amount of weight. Looking back at those pictures, I'm like, ooh, girl, you was skinny. But I don't know. I feel like I've never been one to be skinny. So going into high school, I didn't really do much my freshman year. I was a theater kid, but in spring of my freshman year, I had an appendicitis attack. I didn't heal right away, which you're supposed to when you have your appendix out. 24 hours in the hospital, go home, you're good. I actually got worse. So it came to be that I had a cyst. It was called choledochal cyst. Now that I look back and do more research on it, I didn't really have a good understanding back then of what it was. I know it was in the bile ducts, it was near my liver, and it was connected to my gallbladder. So I had 2 surgeries in the span of like 24 hours. One was the appendectomy, and the other one was an exploratory surgery to find out why I wasn't healing right. So I was told that I can't have the surgery to get everything taken out, so we scheduled it for August. Mind you, my school starts in August, so I was able to have the surgery, I think like a week before school started. And then I went to school like normal for my sophomore year. And that's kind of where fitness, I guess, in high school started. I was sitting in my math class, and my math teacher goes, oh, anybody here know how to golf? And I was just like, oh, me. Because growing up with my dad, we played golf. That was something he wanted us to know. That's something that I was invested in, but I hadn't played in a while. So he goes, all right, cool, you're part of my golf team. And I was like, oh. I was not ready for this commitment, but maybe I'll like it. So I talked to my parents, and they're like, yeah, sure, go ahead. Like, we support you. So I started playing golf. And then my best friend at the time, she was starting to play water polo. So she's like, just come, do the workouts with us, practice, join the team. It's like, okay, cool. Mind you, I'm like 2 months out of surgery, if that. So we're golfing almost every day. We're having water polo practice right after golf. And I swear it was like every weekend I was in the emergency room. I was sick, I was throwing up, my eyes were yellow. It was disgusting. Come to find out, around Thanksgiving, I was healing incorrectly. So when you scar, you're supposed to scar like on the outside, but I was scarring on the inside. So bile was backing up, so I ended up having sepsis. So I was in the hospital pretty much from Thanksgiving to Christmas. really rough time for my family, for me. I almost died, but I'm here, so we keep going. Got out of the hospital, worked on healing myself, changed my diet. I got pretty thin just because I wasn't eating. I didn't have an appetite. I wasn't, any sort of eating disorder, anything like that. I just didn't want to eat, and I was honestly a little nervous because when you have your gallbladder out, you can't have a lot of stuff. You can't have spicy, you can't have pork, you can't have red meat, and I try not to have that in my diet now, still to this day, but back then it was worse. I would eat that and immediately get sick, and then dairy started being an issue too. So, come out, whatever, I'm like super skinny, but gained the weight back. Fine, no big deal. So my brother ends up moving back in with us, and he had just gotten in a really bad motorcycle accident. He was thought to not be able to walk anymore, and I had kind of started going to the gym. They opened a Planet Fitness down the street from us. My friends would go, so I kind of joined and would go, but once my brother ended up walking, he needed to do more physical therapy, so why not get a gym membership with me? So he and I would go to the gym like 5-6 days a week. We were eating super healthy. Sundays were meal prep Sundays. We would make sure we went grocery shopping Saturday or Sunday, and then we would also have our cheat day. So we'd have Papa John's pizza, watch The Walking Dead, and meal prep for the week. Anywhere from breakfast to lunch, and then dinner we either made like that day, or we picked up Flame Broiler on the way home. Flame Broiler, they don't have it where I currently live, so I don't know if like they don't have it everywhere, but it's just like chicken teriyaki bowls, beef teriyaki bowls. So I did that. I went super hard. I lost weight. I gained muscle. I looked good. But eventually it just got so time consuming. So middle of my senior year, I was like, you know what? Screw it. I want to have fun. I want to eat. I want to have a good time. I'm tired of watching what I eat. Like, I'm 18. I just want to have fun. So I stopped going to the gym, just did whatever I wanted. I was still active in school. I was a theater kid, so musical theater, regular shows, golf in the fall, and then I was a JROTC kid as well. So we had PT, I think it was like every Wednesday, and then drill with that. So I was still active, but not super, super active, like going to the gym and watching what I was eating. Because again, I was a senior. I just wanted to have fun. I didn't really gain too much weight my senior year. Looking back at pictures, I'm like, oh, girl, your hair was long. You looked good. So that was it. After my senior year, I like renewed my gym membership, but would go like on occasion, not too often. And then one day my cousin and I were going together, and she had a seizure while we were working out. She's prone to seizures. It wasn't anything that happened because of the gym at all. It was just something that happens to her. And honestly, that kind of scared me. I couldn't step foot in that gym anymore. I would drive there, I would park, I would be ready, and I couldn't go in. Nothing happened to me that night. She was fine, everything was okay, but I couldn't bring myself to go back in. So I've kept that gym membership up until about a week ago, and I'm 21 now. That kind of ended my workout career until I was 19, I want to say. So a good year. I took even more off. So 19 or 20. Can't even remember. Side effect of being in the hospital for almost a year of your life, you can't remember anything. So yeah, I started working out again. I worked at a restaurant and my shift started at 9 o'clock, and I would go to the gym at like 7 in the morning. So I'd do a half hour of cardio. I would follow a fitness program I bought online. That was like my treat for my birthday. And I worked out. My waist got slimmer. I don't get skinny. I get like thinner, but still have like that thickness. And then, of course, my butt got nice. My arms got super toned. It was all good. And I did that for about a year. And it was amazing. And then I, still at the same company, got a better job and a different position at a different location. That location wasn't near my gym. It was a 9 to 5:30 job with like a 30-minute lunch, but it was about 45 minutes away, so I'd have to leave my house by like 7 because of traffic and whatever. And I worked for an Italian restaurant, so pasta, carbs, fried, calamari, like just all the worst stuff for you. And that was what I was eating. So I wasn't healthy anymore. Nothing good was happening. I probably put on like 30 pounds in the last year. And now that I have time to work out and me and my guy are living together, we are, well, he's in the Army. So he has PT every morning. He has to stay in shape. He, does everything he can. But, relationship weight, you put on some pounds. And now we look in the mirror and we're like, wow, we can tell we love each other. But looking in the mirror, we don't love what we see. I love looking at him and seeing him. He loves looking at me and seeing me. But individually looking in the mirror, we're like, ooh, we could lose a little bit of weight there. So for the past like 2 or 3 weeks, we've been going to the gym 6 days a week. We have our plan, what we do, what days are high carb, what days are low carb, what we're working out. We usually go at like 6:30 and then we're out by like 8:30. I've lost some weight. I've noticed a difference in my strength and in my cardiovascular strength, I guess you can say. Like I have more energy and I feel really good. So I do have to add in more cardio, like in the mornings, but I think we're on a really good track, and it's cool to re-spark our relationship with fitness. Well, like I said, he already has one, but mine's always been a little weird and a little rough, so we're gonna do it. That's actually him texting me. But yeah, so we have a little motivation wall in our room. We have our height, our weight, our goals, all that sort of stuff. And starting next week, it's actually going to be a little more strict. So this weekend, we're going to go on a different kind of meal prep, grocery shopping thing. So I plan to vlog it. Hopefully I can get some good footage and then, show you what we're going to be eating, how we're going to be living. And then, yeah. My goal for this YouTube channel is to document what we're doing, how we're doing it, progress, ups, downs, weight loss, our lives. So yeah, I hope you guys can be along for the ride. My starting weight was 186. I'm 5'1", well 5'2". 5'1" on like a bad day, but normally like 5'2". And then again, 186. I'm at like 185 now, so woo, 1 pound down. But again, it's only been a couple of weeks, so you can't really bank too much on that. But yeah, my goal for my health is to get down to like 150 to 160. That's the weight I'm really comfortable at. I'm happy with how my body is at that weight. So yeah, of course, gain some strength. I gain muscle really quickly. Fat is, of course, is really hard to get rid of. But yeah, so if you guys want to watch my fitness journey or want to see what I'm doing with my life, grocery shopping, or I don't know, whatever I end up putting on this channel, just subscribe.